Hey everyone, how's it going? For today's video, I'm proud to present an up-close and personal, in-depth look into the all-new 2015 Ram Promaster City. This is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the City. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, go over the performance data, hit the road, and show you many of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior.
And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in, start it up, let it run. This SLT Cargo is finished in bright white and features the standard black cloth interior with light gray middle portions. The flickering lights is just an effect of the camera.
The Promaster City directs the front wheels through a hydraulic power-assisted rack and pinion steering system featuring 2.9 turns to lock and a 42-foot turning radius. It's routed through a 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel with manual tilting and telescoping adjustment. The spokes are finished in high-gloss black trim with our tester featuring the optional leather-wrapped wheel. The standard and only transmission available in the North American market is a 9-speed automatic, a segment exclusive that actually helps the City achieve just under 30 miles to a gallon on the highway. While a lot of automatics offer some form of Tiptronic manual shifting by the gear selector, the Promaster City offers electronic range select in addition to a 3.73 final drive ratio. It basically allows you to select the highest available gear based on the task at hand. For example, if you're traveling down steep grades and select 4th gear, the transmission will only shift between 1st and 4th gears, a particularly handy feature of hauling heavy loads. Just like downshifting to a lower gear, it reduces the need to modulate the brakes, subsequently reducing fade while utilizing added engine braking on steep grades. An interesting side note, due to the compact packing of the gear sets, it actually weighs about 30 pounds less than a typical 6-speed automatic. You'll also notice that our tester comes with the optional backup camera with guidance lines housed within the 5-inch Uconnect infotainment system, a particularly handy feature that makes maneuvering a whole lot easier with the privacy panels out back.
And so, we're going to flip on the headlamps, hazards, and the optional fog lamps. Both windows are fully automatic. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior.
The Ram Promaster City is an all-new small cargo van based on the Fiat Doblo, a popular commercial van which, now in its 3rd generation, has sold over 1.3 million units worldwide and received 2-time International Van of the Year awards. It's the latest collaborative effort between Fiat Chrysler automobiles, blending Euro-inspired designs with a space-saving front-wheel drive layout, positioned to compete with the Nissan NV200, Ford Transit Connect, and Chevrolet City Express. The Promaster City, as its name suggests, slots in beneath the full-size Promaster for those looking for a compact, easily maneuverable option that benefits from a number of class-leading components. For North American duty, the Ram receives a number of key updates over its Fiat sibling. The Ram rides 0.4 inches higher to compensate for rougher roads, giving the suspension increased vertical travel. Various chassis components and anchor points were upgraded for added durability, while the engine bay and front track were widened to accommodate a larger powertrain, in addition to enhancing front-end lateral stiffness. Of course, other measures to enhance structural integrity of the unibody were employed to comply with U.S. safety regulations. The Promaster City is available in 2 main variants, the 2-passenger Tradesman Cargo van and the 5-passenger Wagon. It rides on a steel unibody which integrates the floor pan, cross members, side panels, and fully boxed frame rails, all welded into a single unit for reduced curb weight and greater payload capability. It's also said to lead to a high degree of structural rigidity for minimizing noise, vibrations, and harshness. This was something I especially noticed when driving long distances. The chassis doesn't vibrate or transmit sharp jolts to the driver, it feels tight and solid. Unlike the Transit Connect cargo van, the ProMaster City features 60/40 split rear doors. The Nissan NV200 and Chevrolet City Express are also fitted with asymmetric doors, but the layout is opposite. The ProMaster's largest door is on the driver's side, while the Nissan and Chevy have their large door on the passenger side. This gives the ProMaster a bit of an edge in the North American market as its large door swings open towards the traffic, making it easier to access and unload larger cargo without blocking the path to the curb. While glass windows are available for both of the sliding side doors and the rear doors, this particular one's been fitted with the optional privacy panels. With an available towing package like we see here with the receiver hitch, it can tow upwards of 2,000 pounds. Another interesting fact are the door handles. They're large and easy to use when wearing gloves, especially the rear door. Initially, the doors open up to a 90-degree angle and lock in place. After opening the large door, a small secondary handle on the inside releases the smaller door. By pressing a yellow tab on the door hinges, they're able to swing out to a maximum of 180 degrees. That little yellow tab also acts as somewhat of a safety switch, because when you go and close the door, it'll actually stop back in that 90-degree position and lock in place, so it won't like slam back up against the vehicle or anything like that. Only at that point can then you choose to go ahead and just push the door the rest of the way and close it all up. Providing access points to either side are dual sliding doors. A low 18.8-inch side and 21.5-inch rear floor height not only eases cargo loading but lessens the step-up height. Stand-up room is obviously a whole lot less than a full-size ProMaster, but it's pretty accessible to those under 6 feet depending on how you outfit it. Looking at the capacity out back, there's 48.4 inches between the rear wheel wells, which are said to accommodate pallets and similar sized building materials while maintaining a bit of wiggle room for use on construction sites. Above the wheel wells, the body sides are nearly vertical, yielding a width of 60.4 inches. Combine this with a roof height of 51.8 inches, and the ProMaster boasts a class-leading 131.7 cubic feet of space out back for the cargo van. The sides are meant to be upfitter friendly for easy attachment of shelves, racks, and other clever storage solutions. The floor is lined in a flush fit non-slip vinyl mat for easy cleaning and dotted with 6 high-strength D-ring tie-downs to secure cargo. The floor measures 87.2 inches in length. The roof is already prepped for load rails or racks with pre-threaded roof mounting points, all available as accessories of course and come with a 154-pound max carrying capacity. The main difference with the passenger wagon is the 3-passenger 60/40 split second row seat that can be folded to expand cargo space. All dimensions aside from floor length and the 2 less D-rings remain intact. The ProMaster comes with 16-inch wheels and two 1555 all-season tires. Silver-painted steel wheels are standard with optional wheel covers. Our SLT tester gets upgraded silver-painted aluminum alloys, likely with even less unsprung weight. Providing your basic stopping power are 12 by 1.1-inch discs up front and 10 by 2.2-inch drum brakes out back. A simple setup that brings the van to a stop quickly and smoothly, featuring 4-channel ABS, brake, and hill start assist. The NV200 as well as the Chevrolet City Express also feature a disc drum brake combo, while the Ford Transit Connect is discs all the way around. Underneath the ProMaster, there's independent McPherson struts up front, retuned for rougher North American roads, that combines large 52mm diameter shock absorbers, steel springs, and a 26mm solid stabilizer bar. At the rear, there's a unique bi-link independent rear suspension that's said to increase comfort through telescopic twin-tube dampers, in addition to stability and safety by improving the response to lateral loads and combining a solid 16mm stabilizer bar. All in all, the ProMaster rides exceptionally well. In fact, it's rather comfortable for what it is, damping out road imperfections and maintaining controlled body motion through the corners. Road noise is also kept down quite a bit. There's still your typical wind and road noise that comes from the open rear section, but thanks to a slippery 0.3 drag coefficient and other aerodynamic measures throughout the body and underneath, it's a pretty relaxing environment inside in terms of noise intrusion. Overall length is 187.5 inches with a width of 72.1 inches and a height of 74 inches, riding on a 122.4 inch wheelbase. Total curb weight, as you see here, is around 3,512 pounds. The Promaster City is powered by Chrysler Group's all-aluminum 2.4-liter Tiger Shark 4-cylinder, featuring double overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, multi-port fuel injection, and multi-air 2 electro-hydraulic variable intake valve timing. Inside, it benefits from a lightweight aluminum ladder frame between the block and oil pan for added rigidity, in addition to a forged steel crankshaft, powder-forged connecting rods, and individual piston oil squirters, amongst other features to reduce parasitic power losses while enhancing economy and reducing emissions. Compression ratio is rated at 10:1 with a 6,500 RPM redline. It develops 178 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 174 pound-feet of torque at 3,800 RPM. Good to hit 30 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds and 60 miles an hour in 9.8 seconds. It's important to note that the city is quite peppy around town. Its small dimensions and gearing allow for quick takeoffs and reasonable responsiveness. The gearbox isn't the most responsive thing out there, but power is delivered smooth, especially important if you're loaded up with cargo. As far as fuel economy, the city carries a 16-gallon tank and is able to run on regular 87 octane. EPA estimates range between 21 miles to a gallon in the city and 29 on the highway, averaging between 24 and 25 miles to a gallon. As you would expect, the Promaster City's interior is very simple but highly functional. There's not much in terms of soft-touch material except for the door panels, which are padded across the middle and the armrest. Down below you do have a good bit of storage. You have your power locks and windows, not to mention your power mirror controls, all located on the door. Surprisingly, at least for me, the seats actually were pretty comfortable. They're wrapped in a higher grade cloth material, a part of the SLT trim group, and feel pretty durable overall. They're manually adjusting, and one thing that I thought was pretty awesome is that they do actually have manual lumbar for a little bit of extra lower back support, pretty decent lateral support, and good cushion. The headrests are adjustable vertically, and you have adjustable seatbelts. Continuing on through, you have optional logoed floor mats for a bit of extra floor protection, a manual tilting telescoping steering wheel, and a broad dash packed with storage trays off to the side and the middle. I think the contrasting colors of the speedometer cluster need to be a little bit more defined, especially on a bright sunny day with sunglasses. I thought the instruments were a little hard to read, but all in all it's a very functional and I think a pretty stylish interior.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. Go ahead and shut her up.
Our tester features a basic 4-speaker audio system routed through a 5-inch Uconnect infotainment system with navigation. It packs a lot of features into a relatively compact and very simple setup. Across the bottom of the screen you have the main system functions: radio, media and navigation, hands-free telephone, and more. You can pull up a clock, a compass, your trip computer. Your media sources include your iPod, auxiliary integration, hands-free Bluetooth streaming, and the navigation system is provided by TomTom. With the tall roofline, there's an extreme amount of headroom, which is nice. Grip handles up top, large padded visors, not to mention 2 reading lamps and a manually dimming rearview mirror. Obviously, with the lack of rear windows in our tester, it basically serves no purpose, but the available backup camera sure is nice. There's also a prominent storage shelf up top, with a little storage net to keep items nice and secure. Right beneath the infotainment system off to the left-hand side, you have the controls that correspond to your driver information system, located right there in the instrument cluster. You also have your outside temperature, digital clock, trip computer, and odometer. Off to the right-hand side, you have your optional fog lamps, traction control, and even though this vehicle does not have rear windows, so it wouldn't have a rear window defroster, it does have heated side view mirrors. Simple to use, rotary climate control knobs, your auxiliary as well as USB integration, small storage tray, and a slender center console that blends 2 cup holders, more storage, 2 12-volt power outlets, and your emergency brake. The driver's side portion also has an armrest. As far as the steering wheel, on the right-hand side you have your cruise control, the left-hand side, hands-free telephone and voice commands. Help.
To play music, include the music type, which can be song, artist, album, genre, playlist, audiobook, or podcast. Say things like, play the song, Maple Leaf Rag, play artist, Scott Joplin.
Cancel. And in typical Chrysler Group fashion, your radio controls are located on the back of each of the upper spokes. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and shut her down. And we'll check out the rest of the vehicle. The passenger seat is manually adjusting as well, only it doesn't have the extra lumbar support or the height support like you have on the driver's seat. There's a small extra storage cubby right ahead of the passenger, and a locking glove box down below with a pretty good amount of space. The Ram Promaster is an all-new entry into the North American small van segment. With great flexibility, comfortable ride, and modern infotainment features, it's definitely worth considering if you're looking for something relatively compact, whether it be on the construction side or your small business.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2015 Ram Promaster City. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care, everybody.